Let's talk about the World Bank President, David Malpass, who a few hours ago held a virtual discussions with other top economists and policymakers on how to increase foreign direct investment to the African continent. Malpass spoke to the role that World Bank agencies such as the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, which is MIGA, and International Finance Corporation, the IFC, are playing in this particular regard. Let's take a listen to David Malpass.
It was established 33 years ago because the World Bank governors at the time realized that concerted action was needed to increase capital flows to developing countries without unduly increasing their indebtedness. They built a foundational organization, MIGA, whose purpose is to drive FDI into developing countries through investment guarantees. Though that was a different era, we find ourselves faced with new compounding challenges: reversals in development, rising debt, a fragile global economy, and the climate crisis. These challenging times, however, also offer us a profound opportunity. For Africa, FDI can help drive economic recovery, create jobs, generate taxes, open up participation in global value chains, and be a conduit for knowledge sharing. It has a great potential to bring much needed investments in climate infrastructure and resiliency to Africa. The COVID pandemic has had a big impact on FDI. Flows into emerging markets fell 8% in 2020 and 16% to Africa. However, signs that the continent will rebound as a destination for FDI are emerging, and foreign investors are seeing green opportunities as well. Renewable energy investments into Africa actually rose by 28% in 2020. Globally, the rise in sustainability-focused investments has been rapid. In 2020, the value of sustainably themed investment products was $3.2 trillion, up more than 80% from 2019. However, the vast majority of this is directed to developed markets, and it's our collective responsibility to channel more of this funding to developing countries and Africa in particular. Looking ahead, there are concrete actions that can be taken to best leverage FDI going forward that I'd like to put on the table. First, it's important to protect existing FDI flows and preserve supply chains that connect foreign and domestic suppliers. Policymakers need to review investment policy and promotion strategies to test which ones have proven resilient and can support the early stages of the recovery. Second, policymakers need to aim for returning to pre-pandemic levels of FDI by focusing on emerging competitive sectors. Analysis of sector dynamics and investor consultations are key to confirm investment competitiveness of these sectors. This will enable more targeted investor outreach and promotion of strategies that can position countries as investment destinations. And third, investment policy reform should improve the value propositions in these identified priority sectors. Countries should focus not only on attracting more FDI, but strengthening its impact so that it is development-oriented and facilitates reallocation of resources toward long-run economic transformation, job creation, and inclusion. This will depend heavily on enabling the business environment. Solid actions can lay the groundwork for improving overall business climate and investment conditions to attract sustainable FDI. The World Bank Group stands ready to work with our clients on these critical issues. Our MIGA arm is well equipped to work with private investors who want to be part of this sustainable recovery. I hope these discussions will help untangle some of the challenges in driving FDI to developing countries and specifically to Africa. I hope we can collectively chart a concrete path of channeling investment into the most impactful projects that deliver returns on human capital, broad-based growth, and sustainability. Wishing you all a very fruitful discussion.
Very strong deliberations with David Malpass, the president of the World Bank, raising the continent of that conversation, how to drive further direct investment, not portfolio investments into the African continent in the face of the pandemic.